In this first episode of the Back to the Basics series, we're going to go over all the steps that you need to build a solid stance and foundation for your pool game. From the first alignment all the way to the final stretch of the arm, I got you covered, so stay tuned. Hi fellow pool players, it's the Terminator and welcome back to another episode of Terminator Tips. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and click to like these videos so you won't miss anything in the future. Your lesson's gonna start right now. So here we go guys. I've gotten so many requests for these topics: stance, bridging, alignment, aiming, stroking. I thought to myself, I'm gonna do a series. It's gonna be called Back to the Basics. It's gonna be a few episodes in a row. I'm gonna leave links and cards in the description and in your screen as we go. So stay tuned for that. It's all linked together. It's one big process. So where do we start? Well, like I said, the first lesson is gonna be about stance and alignment. What are the things that we don't want to do in our basic alignment, standing behind the ball? Well, there's one thing we don't want to do, and that's sidestepping, is not being straight behind our line and going like our head like this in every shot. We don't want to be a little bit sideways. We don't want to be going from the other side. Basically, we just want to stand behind the ball as if we're waiting for the bus. That's what Alex lately told me about a year and a half ago, and I thought it was a really good analogy. Just stand like you're waiting for the bus, and that means you're standing in a straight line. That means you're standing neutrally behind the ball, not bending anything, not correcting for anything. You're just having a neutral position behind the line of the shot. That's your first step. So in step number 2, when we've been standing behind our line properly, now it's a matter of finding the correct line and placing, what I like to do in slow motion practice when I'm really going back to the fundamentals, the foundation, I want to put my cue over that line. So from point A to B, from the cue ball to the 8 ball, that's the line of the shot, and I place my cue approximately with the butt end touching my right leg. Why? Because the right leg is going to be your guiding leg for alignment. That's the one that has to be in line. That's the one that's going to stand in line. And if that's correct, your elbow will follow and everything will follow naturally in a straight line. We still keep that neutral alignment. So this is step number 2. Step number 3 is going to be a real quick bonus one about the grip. Got a lot of questions about the grip. How do you grip the cue? Too loose, too light? The mistake is, basically the only thing you can really do wrong is gripping too tightly. Because if you're going to follow through and your grip is too tight, what's going to happen? The cue is going to raise in the air and you're not going to have that much feel in your shot. It's all going to be from this area. And you need to feel also from the wrist, the smoothness of the wrist, to guide you in your touch on the shot. That's very important. Now, a good analogy that I learned over the years, many years back, was 2 things. If you would hold it like a baseball bat, which would be a good analogy, so it's not too tight, not too loose. And another thing would be if you squeeze the cue tight and then relax your fingers. That's a good swing. Now Efren Reyes keeps it mostly in his first 3 fingers. Bustamante does the same. Earl has a little bit different grip. Everybody has their own unique grip. The key is don't grip it too tightly. Keep the fingers nice and loose, but not too loose. This is not good. This is too loose right here. That's not going to do much for you. Then the cue can drop. It's got to be mellow. That's step number 3. Step number 4. We've got our alignment down. We've got our cue down. We have a nice grip. What's next? We're going to twist our right foot just a little bit. If you can see this on the camera here, if you see my right foot, I'm just doing a little bit of this. My conviction on stance is balance. That's the key. So anything that's keeping us off balance could potentially be off balance in our shot when there's body movement there. So what do I like to do? Cues there on the leg. Now I take a little bit of a 45-degree step with my right foot. So not 90 degrees. As you can see, this is too much. If this was the original line, 90 degrees is too much. About 45 degrees for balance. Step 5 is a big one in my opinion, because this is where you take the step into the shot. My conviction and the way I was taught is that you always take a step into the shot. It's more natural than taking a side step. That's not the way it's supposed to be in my opinion. That's where faults come in. You're not set up over the line correctly. Taking a step into the shot is where you're going to be totally in line. Now, there's other ways to do it. Some players have a smaller step. Some players, for example, the British players, they take a little bit of a side step. They come more from a snooker background, English 8-ball. They have a little bit different technique. That's fine too. However, I believe that taking a step into the shot highly increases your balance of your total framework. So let me demonstrate. My foot's in line now. My cue is here. Now I have to take my cue away. Otherwise, I'm going to push the cue forward. So I'm taking the cue away. And I'm taking a little step into the shot. How big it is depends on your body, your legs, how long your legs are. Let me demonstrate from the other side so you potentially get a little bit of a different angle. Here we go, cue away. We take a little step. So let me demonstrate again from a different camera angle. Cue here, it's on the leg. Right foot goes a little bit out. Cue away, and I'm taking that little step. Step 6 is also a big topic. It answers the question, should we have the legs bent slightly or should we have them fixed like a snooker player? In my opinion, the difference between a pool table and a snooker table is the height. A snooker table is a little bit higher, so you're not going to have that much impact on your lower back, and you can much easier lock the legs up a little bit for stability. However, the pool table is a little bit lower. We have to reach down a little bit more, so it makes perfect sense to me to slightly bend both knees. And the second reason is the stability again. If we have both legs, for example, frozen and locked up, I would get a little push from this side, I'm going to fall over. Vice versa for that side. I'm not going to be in balance. This is a more athletic position if you ask me. The same as, for example, karate. People are not standing like this on the karate mat. They're going to be standing slightly bent. Same for baseball. Same for golf. They're going to have their legs slightly bent. This is a more athletic position if you ask me, and way more balanced. So I recommend slightly bending the legs and getting into the shot that way. So here, let me demonstrate. A step, and I get down. Both my knees are slightly bent. Let me know in the comments below, what is your preference? Do you like the legs to be stretched out, one leg stretched out, bent legs, more closed up leg position, or wider? What do you like? Leave a comment. So we're getting down to the final stretch of executing your shot. The next step is getting your bridge arm into the line now on the table. Should it be totally bent? Should it be fully stretched out? I believe it should be slightly bent, and this is just for relaxation and comfort. If we're totally stretching our arm out, we're going to always have a lot of tension in our arm. And if we're going to be bent too much, we're going to be in trouble with the length of our cue, the alignment on the cue ball. It's not going to be very comfortable either. So a slight bend in the arm is what I suggest, so you can relax your elbow on the table, your wrist can relax, and also your shoulder. The final step in this series answers the question of where you have to put the cue under your chin or your eye or you name it. I get a lot of questions about this because obviously, as we know, my cue goes to the right side of my face under my right eye. Why is this? Well, I was actually born with what's called a lazy left eye. That means that the muscle in my left eye was never actually properly trained, and the doctors found out too late. So when I had to walk around with a bandage on my right eye, it was already too late. Therefore, that my left eye is only about 5%. It's like daydreaming times 10, and therefore my cue automatically wants to go under my right eye. So it's called a super dominant eye. I don't see any problem with this. There's other successful players like Strickland, Shannon Dalton, Ralph Souquet, Albin Ushan. The last two, they actually have a super dominant left eye. Most right-handers have a dominant left eye, but it doesn't matter. If you want to put your cue right in the middle under your chin and both eyes are in balance, totally fine. If you have a dominant eye, don't be afraid to put the cue a little bit more under the dominant eye. And if you're not sure how it feels and it looks blurry, please go to the eye doctor and have it checked out again. It could seriously help you. It has helped me over the years. I've had to up my strength of contact lenses, then down again and try different things, and it's helped a lot. So don't be afraid to go for another checkup. It could seriously help your pool game. So back to the final step. Where are we going to put this cue? Well, for me it answers the question. I'm going to go a little bit more to the right. I'm not going to think about it. The arm is slightly bent. I'm just going down. The cue does the work itself. And now I'm going to pull the trigger. So once more, all points together from a different camera angle. I'm waiting for that bus stop. That was the first one. I'm putting the cue down on the line. The butt of my cue touching the right leg. I'm taking that step, stepping into the shot, nicely balanced. The knees are slightly bent. Coming down with a relaxed left arm, resting on the table. The cue under the dominant eye could be left, right, or middle. Both eyes are in balance, and then I'm going to pull the trigger. It's totally normal that in the beginning these steps are going to feel a little clumsy and very analytic, but that's how you have to go through this process in any sport. Holding a basketball, swinging a baseball bat, taking golf lessons, you have to break down the technique and build it up step by step. The more you do it, the more fluent it will become. And in the end, you don't need to put your cue down. You just stand behind the line. It's going to be automatic. You step into it, click, 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 boom, and you're down on the shot. But spend the time to do this and go through it step by step, and it's going to be super beneficial for your pool game. So there you go, pool players. All the steps you need to build that solid stance and foundation to get you going in your shot. Make more balls, run more racks, and win more games. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out all the other great content on this channel. There's a ton of lessons and tips here to make you a better player. And if you're interested in training the mental side of our game, please head over to terminatorcollege.com and check out all the courses that I've created just for you. Take care, and I'll see you in episode number 2, where we're going to have a look at your bridge.